Well, hello, friends. We're back again to finish Ladie's story. She's anxious to take over my body and use it as a vehicle again. So I'm ready to let her go. Take it away, Ladie.
I remember those Sundays, long time ago, when Cass would take me to the park and let me chase all the ducks back into the pond where they belonged. Then there were the times when just he and I went for hunting trips. I remember the long, long walks we used to take. You know, when Cass used to work a little, he took me with him and I'd lay by his truck and protect it from intruders. In spite of all of Cass's problems, goodness grace, there are hundreds of wonderful, beautiful times that we spent together. The next part of this little story I'm going to tell, Cass could probably do a lot better, but I think it's special, so I'm going to give it a try. This took place in Sugar House. A stray cat found shelter in Cass's workshop towards the tail end of winter. She gave birth to 9 little kittens. Because of her weak condition and the bitter cold weather, she died during the process. I found them and I barked for help, and Cass came to the rescue. He cleaned up the kittens and buried their mama. He fed those little guys with an eyedropper several times a day until they were able to eat on their own. It was a miracle that all 9 survived, and you guessed it, I became their new mama. I protected them, kept them clean, and did everything a good mama should do. It was a sight to see. When I'd take those guys for a walk, or for that matter anywhere I'd go, they would follow me, all 9 of them in a row. It was a sad day when we had to give them away, but you can rest assured that Cass found them all good homes. Our next move was from the ghettos to a suite in a downtown hotel. Only this time there was 3 of us. Cass, his lady friend, and me. This was the first time I'd had to share Cass's affection, and it made me a little bit jealous. Her name was Julie, and she treated me nice, so I had to accept her, and that's all there was to it. Cass called us the Misfits. The 3 Misfits. Anyway, I guess Cass could tell that I was just a little bit jealous, because one day, when there was just the 2 of us, he took me aside and he told me that he loved me and that no one could ever take my place. This made me so happy, and I never was jealous again. Cass worked as a bartender during the day, and he was a bouncer at night, but he always kept me with him, which was real nice, but I'd have to be quiet and stay out of sight. Sometimes early in the morning, about 3 or 4, we'd go for a walk around the city and see the city lights. These were good times. He'd talk to me and share his most inner thoughts with me. Julie wasn't with us for very long. I heard that she was shot, but I'm not sure. All I know is that one night she left and we didn't see her again. We lived in the hotel for almost 2 years. I remember one night Cass said, "Come on, lady, we're moving. I can't take this life anymore." This time we moved into a big old house that needed a lot of fixing up. My master was the fixer-upper. I loved the place because it had a great big backyard and I could run and play almost every day. This is where I met my Uncle Willie. He was really a good guy. He used to draw pictures all the time. He even drew a picture of me and painted it up real pretty. Things were peaceful and calm for a couple of weeks And then Cassie's old buddies started coming around, and all of a sudden it was Party City again, just like it had been when we lived on State Street. Woof, woof. Cass was getting bad. He was sick all the time. If he didn't have alcohol around, he would shake and throw up and see things that weren't there. I knew he needed help, but I didn't know what to do. Sometimes I even thought he was going to die. If you think dogs don't pray, let me tell you that you're wrong. I prayed for my master all the time. Finally, one day, he grabbed his chest and fell to the floor, and I thought I'd lost him forever when somebody burst through the door. It was Cass's daughter, Tammy. She took complete control, thank God. If she hadn't, I'd lost my daddy. She called an ambulance, had them rush him to the hospital. The doctor said that he would have died if she hadn't found him. All I know is my prayers were answered that day. In more ways than one. Cass was alive. He'd survived a heart attack and 10 long years of drunkenness. He swore to the Almighty that he'd never touch another drink as long as he lived. And as far as I know, he never did. I remember one night when we were talking, he said, "Lady, sweet lady, I've been dead for 10 years. I've come back to the living, and I've got to make amends, and I got just a short time to do it in. But I can do it, and it's all up to me. I love my daddy, my big daddy Cass, and my big daddy Cass loved me. That's my story. Now I gotta go back up yonder, where St. Peter is, and sign back in. I'm a part-time angel up there, and I'm doing a pretty good job." Woof, 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 woof.